What if every no you've ever heard wasn't a dead end, but a detour to something grander than you imagined? What if every time you stumbled, you were just gathering the raw materials for your future triumph? Tonight, let's challenge everything you've believed about failure. Set aside your doubts and regrets, because failure isn't just a detour on the journey to greatness. It's the fuel that propels you up the mountain. As you wind down for the night, remember, the path to excellence isn't paved with gold. It's paved with grit, mistakes, persistence, and the lessons carved from each fall. Imagine your life as a tapestry in the making. Each thread represents a trial, a defeat, a risk you took that didn't turn out as planned. But step back and you'll see. These threads are what give your story its depth and color. Tonight, let's explore how setbacks can be the most powerful force behind your future successes, and how you can harness them, starting right now. Consider J.K. Rowling, now a household name, once a struggling single mother. She wrote in, her infant daughter bundled beside her, escaping the cold and the gloom of her circumstances. 12 times she sent out the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and 12 times publishers said no. She could have believed them, that her story wasn't good enough, that magic wasn't real, that her dream was childish. Instead, each no only sharpened her resolve. She revised, she improved, she kept going. The 13th publisher finally said yes, catapulting her from despair to creating a literary empire. The story of Harry Potter isn't just a fantasy for children. It's a monument to the power of perseverance and the ferocity of believing in oneself, especially when no one else does. The science of overcoming failure. Why do some people seem to rise stronger after every defeat, while others get stuck in the cycle of self-doubt? The answer lies in mindset, a word that can feel like a buzzword until you see what it really means. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck defines two mindsets: fixed belief that talent is static, and growth belief that ability can be developed. Her famous studies show the astonishing power of embracing mistakes. Those with a growth mindset, who see failure as feedback and not defeat, are more likely to persist, innovate, and ultimately achieve more. Under the surface, something fascinating happens. When you lean into failure, your brain triggers dopamine, the same chemical that fires when you succeed. You actually become more motivated, more focused, and more creative in problem solving. Think about that for a second. Your brain is wired not just to weather failure, but to transform it into a superpower. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Henry Ford. Real-life transformation. Michael Jordan's missed shots. Think legendary athletes are just born with greatness. Think again. Michael Jordan, revered around the globe, was once cut from his high school varsity basketball team. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. But he didn't let that rejection decide his future. In his own words, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." Jordan's legacy isn't the trophies or the championship rings. It's the fiery determination to use every miss as a stepping stone to something greater. Let's look beyond sports and literature. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Each of these icons faced professional and personal defeats so crushing that lesser spirits would have yielded. Instead, they transformed rejections into rocket fuel. They rebuilt, reimagined, and returned stronger, smarter, more unstoppable than ever. What if you embraced failure as your teacher? Take a moment and reflect. What's one thing you tried and failed at today? Was it a work presentation that didn't land? A tough conversation that went off track? An ambition you've secretly shelved because of past defeat? What if you flipped the narrative? Instead of scolding yourself, ask, what one small thing did I learn? What's the gift hidden inside this mistake? Your life isn't measured by how flawlessly you walk the tightrope. It's about how bravely you rise after the fall. The science of resilience. Researchers in neuroscience have found that people who frame failures as learning experiences experience less stress, recover faster, and build new neural pathways. These pathways literally rewire the brain for optimism, innovation, and resilience. Every time you stand back up, you're not just proving something to the world, you're training your mind to grow stronger, more adaptive, and braver. How to turn failure into fuel. 1. Reframe setbacks. Treat every stumble as a science experiment. Rather than asking, why me? Instead ask, what can this teach me? Shift your focus from self-blame to curiosity. 2. Record your lessons. Before bed, keep a small journal at your nightstand. Write down one lesson from the day's missteps. Over time, you'll discover patterns, progress, and wisdom you never perceived before. 3. Visualize resilience. Close your eyes. Picture yourself as a tree in a storm. The stronger the winds, the deeper your roots grow. 4. Share your story. Vulnerability breeds courage. When you talk about your struggles, you permit others to do the same. You'll be surprised at how much support and encouragement awaits you. 5. Reward persistence. Celebrate the act of getting back up. Give yourself credit for trying again, even if the result is still uncertain. Your comeback doesn't start at victory. It starts with every act of not giving up. As you lay down tonight, picture every setback, every misstep as a weathered stone under your feet. See yourself climbing upward, each stone helping you rise, building a staircase to tomorrow's possibilities. Breathe in courage, breathe out shame. You are not your failures. You are the brave soul who refuses to let any defeat define you. Only those who dare to fail greatly can ever achieve greatly. Robert F. Kennedy. The greatest teacher failure is Yoda. Your best teacher is your last mistake. Ralph Nader. Ready to unleash your greatness. Repeat quietly. I am resilient. I am growing. My setbacks are laying the path to my comeback. If you'd like this nightly fuel to spark your dreams, subscribe for more. And, in the comments, write down one lesson life's setbacks have taught you. Your courage to share isn't just healing for you, but a light that can guide someone else through their darkness. Remember, the world's most inspiring stories never began with perfection. They started with struggle. Sleep deeply tonight, for tomorrow you rise again. Tomorrow is your blank page. Fill it with courage, resilience, and the wisdom born from every climb and every fall. Good night, and may your failures forever be your fuel.